9:38, and so let's continue to talk about this. The school shooting at Robb Elementary is forcing dozens of families to have to relive the trauma of losing loved ones in similar tragedies.
Yeah, Manuel Oliver is one of those parents. His son, Joaquin, was among the 17 people killed at the Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, 4 years ago. Now, Manny has been fighting for gun reform ever since, and he joins us this morning with his reaction to this latest tragedy. Good morning, Manny, and thanks so much for being here.
Good morning. Thank you for the invitation. It's my pleasure.
So when I heard about this shooting yesterday, I have two young girls, 9 and 7 years old, and the one thing that came to my head is I can't even begin to imagine what these families are going through. You don't have to imagine. You've been there. So tell me what was going through your mind and how you're feeling this morning.
I have to start by letting you know that I was not surprised, and that should shock everyone. Because when these kind of things happen and you're not surprised, something is really, really wrong in our nation or society. I do know exactly what these families are going through. It's the end of part of our lives. Some of us will think about ending our own lives. Some of us will think that there is no way to move on. Time helps, but it won't solve the problem. It won't get those thoughts. Today, we decided to go through a path of activism, but that is a very personal choice that my wife, Patricia, and I decided to do. I respect any reaction. At this point, these parents should be allowed to do whatever they want, and I only wish them to find peace at some point.
You know, Manny, earlier this morning, we spoke to New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, who is reintroducing federal firearm licensing. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer also reintroducing bills to extend background checks, increase the wait time for gun purchases. We've heard all of this before, right? You have been on the front lines. You've been fighting for it. Your parent lost a child. Do you think these bills will go far enough? And what would you like to see happen in Washington that is not happening?
Well, those are words that should come from us. We are the ones that should be demanding for that.
Yeah.
And then these guys will just execute our demands, not call for the demand.
Yeah.
So we're missing someone that is the executor of these ideas. I don't want to hear our senators, Congress members, even the president asking for answers. You're the guys that you're supposed to have the answers. So I don't believe in any of these guys. I gotta be honest to you. I have been with most of them. I had these conversations.
Yeah.
I was fighting against gun violence 2 days ago, 3 days ago, a year ago, since the last 5 years, and nothing has happened. Did we needed 19 kids to die so we can make things happen? Well, shame on us. Yeah. So I'm not going to thank anyone for actions at this point, even if they do the actions, because it's late.
Yeah.
You should have been worried and concerned about this 2 days ago and not yesterday.
Yeah, I know. It must be painful for you when you hear people saying, our thoughts and prayers are with you. I mean, really, it's all empty, isn't it? I mean, empty words for you and your families.
It's a slang that politicians use to move on. And then you have the other politicians, the worst ones, the ones that come out with results that we have already proved that don't work, like arming teachers, more officers around the campus of every single school.
Yeah.
These are words from Ted Cruz. This is a member of our Senate. How can we have a member in the Senate that thinks that way? This is a very low IQ issue or a very low respect for the lives of innocent people.
Yeah, and we've heard from elected officials say the majority of America wants gun reform and wants it, like you said yesterday, right? Uvalde is a small rural town with a population of about 16,000 people. A lot of those folks who live there in that town are Hispanic. What do they need to do, because you've been there, unfortunately, to make sure that, number one, they can grieve and heal, but also at the same time make sure that their voices are heard?
Well, it's early for that community to know what to do. This is a moment of confusion.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't know how to react. They haven't had time to understand what happened yesterday, and that will take a few days. However, they do have the attention of the whole world around them. So this is the moment for those of them that are in that community and are willing to send the message to the world because you're angry, you're mad, you're sad, you're offended, or you want to end with this. You have the cameras in front of you, which is not easy. So take advantage of that situation, because the other thing that will happen is that those cameras will go to the next news cycle. And that will happen probably in less than a week. So it is important to use these platforms right now to send the right message.
You created your own platform, right? ChangeTheRef.org, to have your voice heard, to have the voices of these young activists, these children that were affected in other mass shootings, to have their voices heard. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. We decided to honor Joaquin by using everything that Joaquin was already doing. My son was an activist himself, so we just created an extension of his life. I am his dad, Patricia is his mom, and we want to keep on playing our role of parenting. We've been to New York several times. We have done murals in New York. We've been to LA, South LA, Seattle, New Orleans, everywhere. We have a theater play. We have done almost everything. But it happens that we have a war in our country, and no one seems to believe that because we are very arrogant as Americans. It's hard for us to understand that we failed, but the reality is that we did.
Do you have any optimism that there will be change?
I do, in a long term. I do. I really do. Once this generation of kids takes total control of the situation, they don't want gun violence as part of their future. That makes sense. The same generation that is concerned about the planet, the same generation that is concerned about being inclusive, is also concerned about guns. So the future promises a better environment, and I'm hoping that that will happen. Am I going to be able to see it? I don't know.
I hope so. Manny, I'm just thinking about something you said, which was that the cameras move on to the next cycle, and a lot of the folks who are in Uvalde right now left Buffalo, right? They were in Buffalo covering that and moved on to another mass shooting. That was the next event that we were covering. Manny, we're out of time. I hope the change happens. I hope you get to be alive to see it, for the sake of everybody. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. You have a great day.
You too.